Hello and welcome to day 19 of the Collective Growth Experiment. Today we're talking about growing with confidence. What if confidence isn't something that you absolutely wait for, but instead, as we talked about the other day, is something that you build? A lot of growth leaders think that confidence is the requirement, but in reality, it's often the result. We grow our confidence by investing in us, investing in who you're trying to become, right? You have to reach for it and obtain it by going forward, right? Have you ever been denied what you felt you were absolutely meant to be? That promotion, that room you thought you were supposed to be in, that relationship you thought you were supposed to be in. And you certainly thought, guess what? I'm ready. Then only to be denied. When you're denied, crushed is often an understatement. Most of us, our confidence is demolished in that moment, right? We're trying to pick up the pieces of where we thought we were supposed to be, right? I'm in a heavy personal development season right now. I'm reaping the benefits, not because I'm investing in me, but because I refuse to listen to the noise that's all around me. There's always going to be voices of telling you who you cannot be, comparing yourself to someone else, thinking that you're not worthy, trying to catch up to someone else or catching up to another room, or even a vision that maybe you created for yourself when you're very young. You need to realize very quickly that what you feed is what grows, right? So if you're choosing to feed into the negativity, feeding into I'm not enough, feeding into I need more, that's where you're stalling your growth. Because if you're honest with yourself, most of us have experienced what we call the imposter syndrome, right? We walk into rooms where we should feel secure, right? We've had the education, we've had the talks with Jesus, right? We're sitting at tables that we've actually earned. We're holding opportunities that we work for, yet for still some reason, we're still thinking, am I really ready for this, right? That imposter syndrome doesn't just mean that you're not ready for it. Oftentimes, you're thinking to yourself, am I unqualified for this? When we just talked about how qualified that you were, right? It often means you're trying to show up as someone that you're not. So it's not that you're not ready. The question is, are you showing up as your authentic self? Trying to match someone else's style will never serve you. Trying to match someone else's voice will never serve you. Trying to match someone else's version of leadership will never serve you. We listen to a lot of great leaders, and I see a lot of imposters out there, especially with social media. We need to start leaning into our natural gifting that God has given us. That's where your confidence will get disrupted and will become a place of growth because you choose that I'm going to lean into who God has called me to be. That is where the ACE alignment comes into today. First, again, we're going to talk about alignment. Confidence starts with the truth, not how you feel, but what you know. Who are you naturally? How do you lead best? What strengths do you have that consistently bring value to others into every space that you go into, right? Then we're going to talk about connecting to the right opportunities. We've said this many, many times. I can't say it enough, but every room is not your room and meant for you to shape it. The right rooms will recognize you and will require you to naturally carry your gift. And finally, expanding your impact, right? Choosing to confidently grow where you show up every single time, right? It takes intention and it takes action every single time. It's not perfection. It's not a perfected version, but it's saying, guess what we talked about before? We're going to choose to grow every single time. Not imitation, right? But an aligned version of who you are, right? Making sure that you're being who you are. That's how you become confident. Every time you're trying to copy someone else's version, you're never going to reach that. At ACE, we don't eliminate doubt by trying to become someone else. We authentically embrace the process. I almost talked about process today because I feel like this coincides very heavily with confidence, because oftentimes we're trying to leap to the next level and we haven't fully gone to the process. And what I've realized in my personal development season right now is that that process is absolutely required. I listen to these leaders. They are phenomenal, but they have that wisdom and confidence because they've been through the process. I don't know about you, but my process has been really, really hard. It's been 8 years since I was laid off my job after I had all of my traumatic health issues when I was diagnosed with epilepsy with 2 little boys at home. And I had to lean into this process, right? And I realize now, 8 years later, that this process is absolutely preparation. It will build you or it will stop you. So you decide today, am I in a process of being built or am I choosing to stall my process by stopping today? You decide. This weekend was really hard for me and I apologize. I've been delayed on 2 videos because I was dealing with some things myself, but you have to choose to align, connect, and expand who you were created to be, because confidence is built in motion. I'm going to say that again. Confidence is built in motion, not impersonation, where you might be trying to perform instead of leaning into who you naturally are. So let's stop performing and let's leaning into the natural gifts that God has given us. And let's choose to fully show up this week in every space that we go into and lean into our strengths, speak our authentic voice, move without trying to mirror someone else, because that mirror that you often see, guys, is not even their authentic selves. People show you who they they want to show you. So if you really want to add value, lean into who you are, and then you're going to see that confidence grow and grow and grow. You don't grow by becoming someone else. You're going to grow by fully showing up as your authentic self. Go and have a blessed day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.